Hi, my name is Pat Freeman. I work with Globe Manufacturing Company in Pittsfield, New Hampshire, and we're going to talk today about how to clean PPE. Globe is the world's oldest manufacturer of coats and trousers and boots, but we're specifically going to talk about how to clean your coats and trousers. As always, I'm going to refer to NFPA 1851. 1851 is a standard on selection, care, and maintenance, and it's 1851 that provides the requirements for how to successfully clean your turnout gear. NFPA has divided cleaning into two separate segments. We have what we call routine cleaning, which is done at the scene by the firefighter. Routine cleaning is not required to be documented. But whenever you are cleaning your gear and you find it necessary to use any kind of a mechanical action, such as a washing machine, that automatically makes it an advanced cleaning, which is the second tier of cleaning. Advanced cleaning is required to be done a minimum of once a year. However, it's anticipated that when you're doing your routine cleaning, you're going to find things that may result in the need to perform an advanced cleaning more often than yearly. And I think we have a question.
Hey Pat, what are the guidelines for machine washing of PPE?
Well, front-loading washing machines are preferable because they're gentler on the gear. And one of the first things we want to remind you is do not overload the machine. You are allowed to pre-treat heavily soiled or spotted areas on an outer shell, and you do want to separate all three layers. Again, your coat and your pant will always consist of three layers. You have the outer shell, you have the thermal liner and the moisture barrier, which are bound together as one separate liner. And then you also want to remove your DRD from the coat when you're doing the laundering. You want to be sure that when you take the liner out, you turn it inside out. This will facilitate washing and will speed up the drying time. When you get ready to do your shells, you want to make sure that all closures, anything that's a closure, should be done up. For example, the zipper zipped, and you always want to make sure that hook and loop tape is firmly secured when you're doing the laundering. It's important that the water temperature not exceed 105 degrees Fahrenheit. You want to use a mild detergent with a pH factor of 6.0 or as high as 10.5, and this will be indicated on the MSDS sheet or on the original product container for the detergent. The machine should always be adjusted so that the G-force doesn't exceed 100 Gs. You're going to want to follow the manufacturer's instructions for proper setting or programming of your washing machine. Once you've taken it out of the washer, you're going to want to inspect after it's been cleaned, and if necessary, put it through a second re-wash to be sure it is clean. You want to dry in an open area with good ventilation. You never dry in direct sunlight. If you are machine drying, even though we say do not do it, if you're forced to machine dry, we do say once again, don't overload the capacity of the machine. Make sure all of those closures are fastened, and you want to use a no heat or an air dry only option. If heat must be used, please be sure that the basket temperature doesn't exceed the 105 degrees Fahrenheit temperature. And I think we have another question.
Pat, where and how should I store my PPE?
Excellent question, thank you. So, how are you going to store your PPE? It's important that your coats and trousers be stored in a condition that's clean and that's dry. We want to be sure that the storage area is also clean and dry and very well ventilated. We also caution you, never store your gear in direct sunlight or any type of UV producing lights. And the reason we caution you about this is because all outer shell materials and most of the thermal liner materials that we offer you have some Kevlar content. Kevlar is extremely susceptible to UV rays. We also would warn you not to store in temperatures below minus 25 degrees Fahrenheit or above 180 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't store your gear in compartments or vehicle trunks unless it's somehow protected by a gear bag or other mechanism. Don't store your gear in airtight containers unless that gear is new and unissued. Do not store in contact with oils, solvents, acids, alkalis, or any other contaminants. And finally, soiled or contaminated elements should not be stored in personal lockers or living quarters, nor should they be transported in the passenger compartment of vehicles. And the reason we warn you about this is because firefighters are exposed to a great number of contaminants, and we don't ever want you to transpose those contaminants onto something else. So once again, I do want to remind you to visit our website, ppe101.com. This website has a lot of great information on cleaning, inspection, storage, and other information that we really hope you'll find very, very useful in taking care of your PPE elements. So on behalf of your friends from Globe Manufacturing, from the National Volunteer Fire Council, I really appreciate the time you spent with us. Thank you so much. And above all, be safe.